Please be seated. Well, good afternoon, graduates of Bow Valley College, distinguished guests, faculty, colleagues, families, and friends. I'm Anna Kae Todd, Vice President Learning, Bow Valley College, and it's an honor and a privilege to welcome each of you here today. This is an important and memorable day for each of our graduates and for the faculty and families who have stood by them through their learning journey. A very warm welcome to family and friends, and a special welcome to our graduates. I would now like to introduce the members of our platform party, and I ask them to stand as I call their names, but if you would please hold your applause until I have finished with the introductions. On my right, in the first row, Sharon Carey, President and CEO of Bow Valley College; David Fulton, Acting Chair of the Bow Valley College Board of Governors; Gerald Mathews, Keynote Speaker; David Allwright, you know, they always do that and I always fall for it. From the Bow Valley College Board of Governors, Leslie Lekelnick; Heather McDonald, our Vice Chair; Maureen Stewart, now you see I'm checking; Charles Pankratz, Director, Client Services and Registrar; Lynn Connell, Director, Learner Success Services; and Russ Wild, Director of Learning Resource Services. And also, please welcome on my left, Bernard Benning, Vice President, Campus Development; Val Hoy, Associate Vice President, College Advancement; Bill Pierce, Acting Vice President, College Services; Marianne Fish, Director of Nursing; Samya Kanji, valedictorian, School of Health, Justice and Human Services; David Allwright, the misplaced Dean of the Chu School of Business; and Stacy Badziak, valedictorian from the Chu School of Business; Elza Brook, Dean of the Center for Excellence in Immigrant and Intercultural Advancement; Dr. Keith Seal, Dean of the Center for Excellence in Foundational Learning; Susan Hessel and Carl DeSantis are readers today. If we could recognize our platform party. I would also like to draw your attention to the faculty, if they would rise for a moment and be recognized. These are the folks who, along with your hard work, got you through. Their dedication, as well as yours, is what brought you all here today. And I would now like to invite David Fulton, Acting Chair of the Bow Valley College Board of Governors, to the podium to say a few words and bring greetings on behalf of the board. David Fulton is the recently retired Vice President Corporate Human Resources at Tervita Corporation. He was a founding member and chaired the HR committee with the Canadian Association of Petroleum Producers. He has also served on the committee of the National HR Executives Network of the Conference Board of Canada. David has been actively involved in the community through the United Way. He has an MA in Industrial Relations from the University of Minnesota and a BA from the University of Warwick in the UK. David, please come forward.
Thank you and good afternoon. Colleagues of the board, President Carey, Vice Presidents, faculty and staff, friends and families, and graduates. On behalf of my colleagues on the board of Bow Valley College Board of Governors, it is my pleasure to extend greetings to everyone and to recognize the important achievements of the college's newest graduating class. I've attended many Bow Valley College graduation ceremonies from the vantage point, always before, of the seating behind me. Today, however, I get to do something different and something I never thought I would ever have the chance to do. And that is the honor of addressing you as the acting chair of the Board of Governors, and I'm delighted to do that. This unexpected opportunity reminds me that life itself regularly throws chance events and unexpected challenges in front of us. While not all of them are welcome, many are, or at least they can be. And even if at the time they require making a choice that may seem disruptive. When I look out at you, I know that many, probably most of you, have already had the courage to make some difficult choices, to seize the opportunity offered by education and to take your life in a new direction, even if the opportunity at the time may have been inconvenient and perhaps not completely welcome, because it represented change and perhaps some risk. But it is that quality of Bow Valley College graduates to both see opportunity and to have the courage to take it that I have always admired and found so inspiring over the more than 8 years that I've been actively associated with this college. So to quote an English proverb, I know I am plowing a fertile field when I challenge you to continue to embrace unforeseen opportunities, be they large or be they small, because they will inevitably come your way. Because I believe we, by and large, create most of the opportunities that turn up in our lives, or if you like, we create our own luck. Not in the sense that the reality TV show would have it, where it's much more than just having a dream or wanting something badly enough or believing in yourself, although those are all probably a good start. That luck or good fortune is not a random event has been observed for hundreds of years. The English philosopher Francis Bacon wrote, "A wise person will make more opportunities than he finds." Interestingly, he was imprisoned in the Tower of London when he wrote that, so if nothing else, he didn't let getting locked up in a medieval dungeon get in the way of the power of positive thinking. A more recent elaboration of the same point comes from the psychologist and scholar Richard Wiseman, who says, "Lucky people generate their own good fortune. They are skilled at creating and noticing chance opportunities. They make lucky decisions by listening to their intuition. And they create self-fulfilling, interesting word that, self-fulfilling prophecies by being resilient and self-confident." Voltaire, a French philosopher, also had a few problems with the law. Similarly observed that chance is a word that does not make any sense. Nothing happens without a cause. This is noteworthy given that it is one of the few times in the last 1,000 years that the French and the English, never mind French and English philosophers, have agreed on anything. So it must be true. As college graduates, and in particular as Bow Valley College graduates, you already possess the skills and range of experiences to see and to seize opportunities where others might not. Many already consider you very lucky. So graduates, as you leave today qualified, trained, and ready to begin your career or continue your educational journey, I know you will focus on your goals and what you want to do with your life. And I also hope that you remain open to what chance may offer you along the way. I remember many years ago a teacher of mine encouraging me, as best as I can remember her words, to see and do all you can, David. Never avoid a new experience. Experience is an education. And education is something no one can rob you of, however rich or however poor you may become. I hope you will find that advice as useful as I have. I congratulate you on your achievements and wish you all great success in the future. Thank you.
Thank you very much, David, for those inspiring words. It's a pleasure indeed to have you at our graduation. Today we are honored to have with us Gerald Mathews as our keynote speaker at this, our winter 2014 graduation. Now, Gerald exemplifies an increasing trend in the profile of learners at our college, for he was a university grad who decided he wanted further education, particularly in terms of practical applied skills. He has a bachelor's degree in fine arts, drama, and spent 16 years working as a professional actor before, as he put it, coming to his senses. But he started in Bow Valley College's accounting certificate program and very shortly thereafter transferred to the full diploma program. Gerald was a great contributor to the college while he was here. He served on student council, represented students on the Board of Governors, participated in the business case competitions, was a student ambassador, worked as a tutor for accounting and business students, won the Governor General's Academic Medal, no small feat, and was the Business and Industries Department's valedictorian at graduation. Now, after graduation, Gerald found a full-time job in accounting with Enerflex Systems. He not only continues to work internationally as one of their internal auditors, he also managed to complete a Certified Management Accountant professional designation, his CMA. In this, Gerald exemplifies another characteristic of our learners, that of embracing lifelong learning and of staying connected with his college and his broader community. Gerald keeps a close connection with our college. He currently volunteers with alumni and is part of the Chu School of Business Accounting Advisory Committee. Please welcome Gerald.
Thank you very much, Madam Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, family and friends, and of course, my fellow Bow Valley College alumni, or soon-to-be alumni. Yeah, sure, go ahead. When I was asked to be the keynote speaker at graduation, the first thing I said was, I'd love to, and I meant it. But the first thing I thought was, oh, holy crap, what does that mean? So I did what any good Bow Valley College student would do. First, I blamed Calgary Transit for making me late. Then I hit Wikipedia. A graduation keynote is supposed to be an inspirational talk to graduates on any subject, and I thought, do these people know who they've invited? Really, I get to talk about anything I want? And then I realized, yeah, actually some of these people do know me very well, and I know them. And I'll come back to that later. But I decided to talk about the 4 principles and the motto that I used to be successful in college. Now, I know that seems goofy because you're graduating and therefore you're already successful. But I found when I went back into the workforce, they were just as applicable there as they were at college. So like any advice, just take what you can and leave the rest. My 4 principles of college and business success are show up, do the work, do the best you can, and when you need it, ask for help. Now, I thought that I was very clever when I came up with these, but it turns out that really a lot of other people have thought of the same thing long before I have. In fact, just listening to David, he was talking to some of the same themes. So maybe it's just common sense, although common sense is a lot less common than you would think. Anyway, to elaborate, show up. When I went to university many years ago, I figured out that even though I didn't have to go to my classes, if I went to every class and wrote the exams without doing any other work, I had a pretty good chance of passing. So when I came back to college in 2007, that was the absolute minimum that I wanted to do, show up. And in the business world, that really is the minimum. If you don't show up, they don't want you. You have to take it to the second level, which is do the work. Now by that, I don't just mean the big work that you get measured on, I mean the boring grunt work that nobody recognizes you for. Imagine 2 people entering a bodybuilding competition, and they both think that they're going to have to do between 3,000 and 4,000 push-ups over the next year to have a chance at winning. So one person thinks, I'm going to do 10 push-ups a day, that'll be 3,650 push-ups, I have a pretty good chance of winning. The other person thinks, I'm going to do 3,000 push-ups the night before. Okay, they're going to have a bad time, we know that. But what happens to the person doing 10? Well, pretty soon 10 becomes easy. So they bump it up to 15, then 20. Then they start doing free weights for variety, and then they throw in leg day and cardio, and by the time a year has rolled around, they've done so much work and have so much capacity for work that they'll blow the competition away. And that is my point. Don't skip leg day. Do the pre-reading. Think critically, do analysis, pay attention, take notes, ask questions, and get involved in discussions, because it all pays off in the long run. And it ties to the third principle, which is do the best you can. Now, this didn't mean what I thought it meant when I started at college, because one of my instructors, Trevor McIver, taught me a word that I still love and use: satisficing. Satisficing. It's a portmanteau word, a hybrid of two other words: satisfy and suffice. And Trevor taught it to us in the context of an exam. It was like a 2-hour exam with 50 questions, so we have about 2.5 minutes a question. And a bunch of my classmates got hung up on one of the early questions, spent like half an hour on it, and so they did very poorly on the test. And Trevor's point was, you always have limitations, and you have to do the best that you can within those limitations. Satisficing. Now, what satisficing doesn't mean is cut corners, slack off, and do the minimum. No, do the best you can. But it also doesn't mean you have to be perfect every time, and that's why I like it. Because I work with accountants. I'm an internal auditor, and I work with accountants, and the number of times I've had to talk to somebody about taking work home every night and working on the weekends, I have to point out, look, you're going to burn yourself out. Then you'll be no good to yourself or the company, and frankly, this kind of behavior is fraud risk indicator. You have to learn to be as effective, but more efficient. Satisficing. Internal auditors are all about effectiveness and efficiency. So, satisficing. The fourth principle, when you need it, ask for help. Now, this didn't mean what I thought it did either when I went back to college, because one of the many things that I promised myself was, when I need help, I will ask my instructors. As it turned out, I almost never asked my instructors for help. Not that they weren't willing and able, it's just that because I'd done those first 3 steps, I didn't need much academic help. And when we got onto difficult subjects like pension accounting, and taxation, well, I worked with my classmates and we helped each other. But what I did need help with was finances. I wasn't eligible for student grants or student loans, so I had to put my whole education on my visa. And halfway through my first semester, I was going, oh, I shouldn't have done that. I should not have done that. And I considered dropping out. Instead, I asked for help. I applied for a scholarship. And I think partly because I'd done those first 3 steps, I got it. And the next semester, I got another scholarship that I hadn't applied for. And what I took away from all of this is the operative word in the phrase is need. When you need it, ask for help. Because if you haven't done those first 3 steps, you don't really need it, you just want it. But if you have done those first 3 steps, A, you need less help. B, you're more likely to get it when you ask for it. And C, you're going to get help from unusual and unexpected sources. So to recap, show up, do the work, do the best you can, satisficing, and when you need it, ask for help. Now the motto. One of the other things I promised myself when I went back to college is, I am going to say yes to all my opportunities, because I hadn't done that in university, and I've always regretted it because I missed out. And opportunities are very rare. So, first day at Bow Valley College, new student orientation. Remember that? Okay, I'm on a tour of the old North Campus, which, by the way, thank you for renovating. You guys have no idea. Anyways, I'm on this tour with one of the student ambassadors, and at the end of the tour I'm talking with her, and she says, so, are you interested in joining the student ambassador program? And I said, no, thank you very much, I'm going to focus on my academics this year, and I walked away. I got around the corner, I stopped, and I thought, first day, first opportunity, and I turned it down. I am not a smart man. So I turned around, went back, found her, and said, actually, I'd love to join the student ambassador program. So I did, and it was a great experience. And because I was a student ambassador, I got a chance to sit on student council, and I said, I'd love to. And that was a great learning experience, student governance from the ground up. And because I was on student council, I was given an opportunity to sit on the college's Board of Governors. And that was a great experience because A, I got to meet a lot of these people back here and they got to know me. See, I told you I'd come back to it. And B, because I found out committees could be productive and meetings could be interesting. A couple of years after that, I'm working as a corporate accountant. I'm talking to the Director of Internal Audit, and he's explaining what internal audit does, how it's responsible for effectiveness and efficiency, and one of the areas that they audit is governance. And he asked, "Do you know anything about governance?" And I said, "Well, as a matter of fact, I do." So he gave me an opportunity to join internal audit. And that is how I came to spend at least part of my time auditing governance at a multi-billion-dollar multinational corporation and traveling all over the world. My point is, opportunities are a lot more common than I thought they were. Now, if you get an opportunity that seems too good to be true and requires only a small cash down payment from you and regular monthly payments at a nominal interest rate, ignore it. That's not an opportunity. True opportunities are disguised as hard work and steep learning curves. But say yes. At least have that instinct to say yes to all of them. I know literally you can't accept all of them, but if you don't have that mentality, you're going to miss them, just like I did that first day. Say yes to your opportunities. Because if you don't, you're not going to have any advantage over somebody who has no opportunities. There's an old joke. When you want something done, ask the busiest woman you know. And leaving aside the sexist part of it, it's true. It is. The more you say yes to opportunities, the more opportunities you'll get. The busier you are, the busier you'll get. Okay, in conclusion, I was going to wish you all good luck, but I'm not going to do that. Because the definition of luck is preparation meeting opportunity. And preparation is nothing more than showing up, doing the work, doing the best you can, satisficing, and when you need it, asking for help. And opportunities, I just gave you the secret to getting more opportunities than you know what to do with. You have great skills, and not just the skills you learned in your classes, your academic and technical skills, but personal skills like critical thinking, time management, personal organization. You are great assets to society, and the little internal auditor in me is going, please use those assets effectively and efficiently. Congratulations to every single one of you, and thank you very much for inviting me back.
Well, thank you so much, Gerald, and to show our appreciation and our gratitude for all you've meant and done for Bow Valley College, I'd like to present you with this plaque that indicates we've established a scholarship in your honor. Thank you very much.